We suffered in silence. Now we recover out loud.
Good evening, Talkin Crashers! Welcome to episode 178, the new improved Talkin Trash 2.0. New and improved, gluten-free, no GMO or MSG. Now to a man who wanted to be a doctor but didn't have enough patience, Jimmy Snyder!
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Trash episode 178. All right, I'm going to make a speech. Ready? This is going to be fun.
All right.
So we have to change up our look and not do Fleetwood Mac, but I did it anyway. We need to change things up around here because we're getting big enough to where people are noticing us, and we need to be responsible with the content we put out, which we really weren't for a while. But what's it, 12-0? It's one of those things where like, you have to either adapt or die, and we're not going to die. We're having fun. We have a new cast member. We're celebrating him tonight. It's really cool what's going on, but it's a lot of work for this guy because I have to change the entire podcast, not just the show, but the website and the socials and all that shit. So I've been sitting in this chair since Wednesday's show ended. So we're here. We're going to have fun. We're going to do our preamble, but no Queen at the end.
This is our humble broadcast, where ethics and personal anonymity are of the utmost importance. We run this podcast as an act of service to those whose lives have been affected by addiction. We don't do it for profit or notoriety. We place principles before personalities. We benefit from this podcast just as much as anyone else. We all work programs and choose to sacrifice our own anonymity to spread the word that recovery is possible. We do this thing in an attempt to show, as living examples, that no matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That's the 9th step promise. It's our creed we abide by here on Talkin Trash. We feel called to uphold AA and NA principles. We firmly believe that you can only keep what you have by giving it away. Please join us in a moment of silence, followed by the Serenity Prayer.
God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
All right, let's go around and meet the team. Hey, listen to that royalty-free music playing. All right, let's talk to Crash starting lineup tonight. Superbowl. The boys looking good. There's Bradley Manning, Jim Montana, Tim Brady, Mario Douglas. Brad Mansfield, first on deck, our boy. Brad is new to the show. We're trying to work him in, make it easy for him because he's got a lot to share. He's kind of a natural on screen. We love having him. We'll keep him as long as we can. He's a good dude. Brad, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing awesome, boys. I want to say thanks for all you guys reaching out today for the old third-year sobriety, boys.
You kidding? That is what we do this for. We love that shit. And speaking of which, I'm going to take a couple minutes and do this. Mansfield, hit on goal! Shoot! Love you. They love you. So our friend Bradley, I don't know if you hear me. He's been waiting for the time. Today, your anniversary. We absolutely have honor to share it with us. We put this in touch with Netflix. Apparently, they have to be. I love it. Boy, Bradley Mansfield. He's from the Lotus Exxon, he's from South Southern, works in the oil industry. And he's worked for 3 years. That's the boy, Bradley Mansfield. I love it. I do. I just, for some reason, I love that shit. So here we are, just the four boys. That's Bradley. Everybody else, whatever, you know. We'll go through everybody. Yep, 3 years for Bradley. Let's see here.
Bradley Manscape.
I love it.
3 years sober today, 46 years old. He lives with his statue on. Yep. Proud father and husband. He loves hockey. Holy shit, I didn't realize. Congratulations, Brad, on your 3 years. We're so happy to celebrate something. I know all of you. Jimmy, Yay! Jimmy is from Canada as well. Jim he's 7 feet tall. He's 210 pounds.
I'm a pencil.
He's got 4 years of sobriety under his belt. He's leading the charge here. We love him. I mean, Jimmy is fucking fast. Jimmy, how are you doing, kiddo?
I could, if any better, I'd be twins, man. Just so proud of old Bradley, man.
I know.
That
Effing
boy.
guy. How much
Yeah,
fun.
look at that guy. Just look at him. Just look at him.
Look at him. Look at him.
Oh, look at that. Could you just look at? Did I save that? Oh, I did.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
One thing I didn't get rid of. All right, so let's keep going. I'm extremely ticklish. I won the spelling bee in my middle school, 1996. That's right. I have a broken neck, and I'm really banged up. I don't work. This is my job. I can barely do this. But this is what I do. I do what I have to do to give back, and it's 3 measures. And that's how I stay sober today, despite chronic pain and severe mental illness. And you got Willie Douglas. Oh, he's a tight end.
Oh, you got Simon. Hello, sailor.
Nope. Let's get the Georgia Taylor. Will's a Georgia Bulldog fan is what he is. Now he's a tight end from Georgia, like the dogs, right? Everybody down here with this F and G. That G is everywhere in Georgia. It makes me sick. So, Willie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I mean, it was a long week. I'm tired. I'm worn out.
I know it was. And when Will's not sending 50 TikToks, it's a long week for the guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well.
All right. Well, that's
I
it
had to
for
put my
our
phone
team.
down.
We got so much more content you're going to see on Wednesday, but this is where we're at tonight. So tonight we're going to preface our. Ashley Switzer says, "Congrats, Brad. I love you so much. Amazing achievement. Huggies and kissies." Thanks, Ashley.
Oh, did your wife know, buddy, about that? Huh?
That's my niece.
Oh, okay.
Just yep. Totally inappropriate. Way to go, Jim.
Yeah, no problem. But hey, Saskatchewan.
Thanks, Ashley. I love you too, honey.
That's it. All right, let's take a look at our rehab center. And I don't have them. Welcome to all our rehab centers who are watching tonight. Yeah, this is.
I would probably say Serenity.
Serenity's watching. Discovery's going to ask questions about 950.
Already?
Yeah, we got. I know they're here. I haven't taken note because I'm busy doing stuff. Who else said happy? Ashley Switzer. Hi, it's my own. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing as a show. Real quick, nobody cares. But we're, the miracle's here. There it is. That's all right. Our guest. How about our guest? We got Donald Blow on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, the 15th, we got James Gamgee. Wednesday, the 18th. Misty D will be 9 o'clock. Daniel Yu, some show I can't pull up. Oh no, I have it. So yeah, we have a lineup coming up. Jimmy's doing his job. There's our guest. So Jimmy, you want to read that off officially?
Oh, okay. So this upcoming Wednesday we have Donald Blow, followed by Richard Gerald, another Regina Indy. We got James G on the 18th. Followed by Misty D from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Stabby, home of the Jets. Followed by Daniel Underhill from Regina, Saskatchewan as well.
Why did you use his last name?
Little tweaker he is. He's a little tweaker.
I like tweakers. They're always fun. You can check us out on YouTube. All right, so the reason we're doing all this fucking shit is I didn't want to curse. The reason we're doing all these changes is because we're getting hit with copyright things all over the place. Well, mainly Spotify. Everyone else is fine. So we have to. What was hitting was Chumbawamba, the "I Get Knocked Down" song, unbelievable. So I had to change that, and I know how to play music, getting away with it. So now I'm doing that. So we're playing music, but we had to change up our theme, our look, and we took this opportunity to make us look fun and fancy. You're gonna see a lot of this stuff out there. It's cool. It's carbon fiber, neon, whatever gets your attention. That's the point. But that's Trash 2.0. And we're just going to try to, promote ourselves and do what needs to be done for this podcast because it's doing something. And it's fun to be a part of something that's successful and doing something. And, you know what? Even if we weren't, I'd still do it just with 5 people watching. But that's not what's happening. So we doing okay here. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have Bradley kind of tell us his story. He every time somebody comes on and tells a story, they're like, oh, you didn't get the whole thing. I didn't really get it's hard. It's hard to remember it all, especially your first time. So Brad's going to take over the floor in just a couple minutes. Let's check in, everybody. Check out our socials. You can click on the IQQR thing on the screen, and it's gone. So we are recovering out loud. I think that's our new theme thing. I was watching Larry's episode, and Larry goes, I suffered in silence. I'm going to recover at the top of my lungs. And I was like, so Larry's cool. And Prairie Sky's done a lot for the show. Oh, yeah, we like Prairie Sky. They're cool. This is episode 178. We're going to read our daily reflections.
Daily reflections? Alrighty, kids, make sure you're sitting comfortably in those check chairs or on the sofa. Make sure those vapes are charged up for February the 8th. 2026. Convincing Mr. Hyde. Even then, as we hew away... scary. Yeah, good, nice. Thanks, our work. Resume chat next time. As we hew away, peace and joy may still elude us. That's the place so many of us AA oldsters have come to. It's a hell of a spot, literally. How shall our unconscious, from which so many of our fears, compulsions, and phony aspirations still stream, be brought into line with what we actually believe, know, and want? How to convince our dumb, raging, and hidden Mr. Hyde becomes our main task. And that's from the old Language of the Heart, page 237. Regular attendance at meetings, serving, helping others is the recipe that many of us have tried and found to be successful. Whenever I stray from these basics, my old habits resurface, and my old self also comes back with all its fears and defects. The ultimate goal of each AA member is permanent sobriety achieved one day at a time.
No, actually, it's achieved by kicking ass and taking names.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it's achieved. Well, Bradley, coming
out swinging.
No, it's we do stuff. Yeah, that's interesting, Mr. Hyde. Yeah, I mean, I know for me, like, and this is me. I'm still a Jekyll and Hyde to a degree. You know, I try to be a shitty person behind doors and a good person out there. So that's a good start. But I don't know, what do you guys think about, like, that Jekyll and Hyde mentality that you're like, I feel like I'm cleaning up another person's mess when I deal with Tim's shit that he's done. So like, what do you guys think about that?
the Jekyll and Hyde syndrome, I'll call it.
Yeah.
Because for me, when I was fucking partying hard, I could go from one emotion right quick to another one in a blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I like what you said there, Tim, too, because I'd be lying to everybody who's listening and my fellow colleagues here if I said that shit doesn't happen now, because it does, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I recognize it now. When I do it, I'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake, Brad, pull yourself together. You know, like I'll catch myself. Like I'll say ignorant shit to people, and then I'll actually go back and apologize, because it doesn't get fixed overnight. It's just a matter of putting the time in to do the best you can to get better at it, I think.
Yeah, well, that's really well done. It's a home run right off the bat. Let's hope we can keep that going. Will, I don't. So when I think of Jekyll and Hyde, I exclude Will from this conversation, because I only really know one Will. Like I know Will, I get it, right? But Will has this.
That's what I was getting at.
Okay.
So here's my thing: is that everybody knows you as a different person. Nobody knows the same you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so to every person, you're different. They don't get the same you. You know what I'm saying? A version. So I mean, and that kind of like back when I was getting high and everything, my mom would always be like, oh, like, she'd say I started being somebody else to manipulate people or whatever, Right. But I'm like. I told him, I'm different with everybody. Everybody knows me as a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say you can't trust what somebody says about somebody, because everybody, like someone that may be a really shitty person may not be a shitty person to you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. I get it. Jimmy, what do you think?
Well, it's so true. Like as Brad said, like when I was under the influence, I would just like 0 to asshole in 0.2 seconds. 0.2 seconds. And then you wake up the next morning and it's like, I said what? And I did what? And then it was just apology after apology.
With how many hot dogs?
Or I took a dump in your tuba? Really? Sorry. Like it's just, but that's what my addiction did to me.
Jimmy, I'm concerned. How many dumps have you taken in the tuba?
A lot. I had a buddy who actually pissed in a guitar case once. That was kind of cool. Right in front of me. I'm like, wow.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. Go ahead, buddy.
No. And it's true, because we're a different person when we're under the influence of our addiction, whether you're shooting, drinking, whatever the hell it is. When we're under the influence of our substance of choice or no choice, we're totally different, because we're just a passenger, and our brain goes into witness protection, and we just become assholes.
You explain that? It makes sense. I want to hear what you think.
I love it.
Well, no, it's like the things that you say, and it's like what you do, and it's like if and people actually took pictures, and I'm like, really? Oh my god.
So you're an idiot. But
that's okay. But you can't change it. It's done.
Right.
Move on.
Right.
But I can laugh about it now, and people say, "What are they laughing about?" Because I was that stupid. Well, and I don't want to go back to that ever.
You know what? For me, I'm sorry. You just totally sparked something to me. I remember being early in recovery, and people are like in a rehab 10, 20 days. Everybody's telling glory stories. I did this much and that much. And looking back at that, I'm like, those are probably the guys that went back out, because their mindset is they're going to do that. It's a very small population that want the recovery, and we have to spread that out to get those people that think they're too cool for it. But like talking about your what you've done in the past is not a good thing to do, because you're ruminating on the past. And I'm playing on my scoreboard. I'm sorry. So we have we have a responsibility to make this message more accessible to the dude with the beanie thing on, and he's whatever, that guy. So it's strange. Like I was talking to Brad the other day, and I was telling him something that I did under the influence. And I remember thinking back in rehab, I didn't think that was fun. I didn't think that was funny. But now, for some reason, I can look back and think it's funny. So I think time heals a lot of that wounds. But yeah, I mean, you do stuff. If you're in a good space, you can look back and laugh at it. But definitely don't glorify that kind of stuff, especially in the population you're in.
No.
I mean, that's how it is, man. It's hard. It's not easy. It's a tough thing to do. We are live on Sundays at 9, Wednesdays at 8. on Facebook, X. What is that? Instagram and YouTube.
And Hinge.
And Hinge. We're on Hinge. Yep. So we just kind of sometimes Jimmy you say shit that I can't recover from.
Could have said Grinder.
There, yeah.
No, that's
Alright,
played
so
out. You don't want it.
I was in rehab with a guy who was, I swear to God, addicted to Grinder. That was his addiction.
Oh, when people get on meth, it's like when anything with meth, you get like hyper focused.
Well, he wasn't on meth. He was sober, hanging out, banging guys. But like,
one addiction for another.
Right, exactly. I had another girl that was in there for Mucinex. So like they'll take you, whatever, they'll figure it out. But like, if they can get help, right, which is clear. Expectorants are important. So like, we advance past that. We try to find our herd. But yeah, I get it. Like this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing totally rings true to me. What's a hue? Jimmy? What's hue?
A hue?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm just looking at the thing. As we hew away, it's like whittle. Like as you hew
Whittle.
like chipping away at your piece.
Nice.
And, stay able to.
Gotcha. Okay. So
it was written a long frickin' time ago. Okay. Yeah.
So like Brad said it, we still are like that. Like you're gonna meet somebody new, and I'm gonna smile and shake his hand and look in the eye, and in my mind, I'm ready to, I'm somewhere else, but I'm at least aware of it, and at least I'm just trying not to be an asshole here, and trying to be good out there and here, and that's a stretch for me because Tim on drugs, you don't know who he is. There's Tim, there's Timothy, there's Timmy, there's Timotheus, there's fucking 10 different Tims that run this guy. And I feel like I call them ticking time bombs. You do shit when you're under the influence. You get sober. You're trying to deal with just being sober, and now shit's blowing up that you don't even understand that you did 10 months ago. When the hookers coming to your wife's house, all this shit's all crazy. So like, you get to the point where you kind of have to be okay with being two different people, but like be authentic in both arenas. Like you can be authentic and be happy. You're supposed to change the way you feel, and when you see people. And I'm not going to meet somebody and be like, "Hey, I'm a dick and I'm bipolar. I might be schizophrenic. How are you doing?" It's like I don't do that. That's what I would need to do to have it. I don't care what he has to say. I don't care what's going on in his life. I that's how I am at default. So.
And everybody who meets people for the first time, whether you're having a shitty day or a good whatever, everybody's first response is, "Hey, how are you doing?" "I'm doing good. How are you?" Yep. So everybody says the same goddamn thing every time anyway, right? But that doesn't reflect on what we're actually thinking or doing or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think that's human nature for everybody, right?
Being polite, especially with you Canadians. You guys are like super polite. You're not.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What's that all about? So like I identify with this. So we are gonna yield the floor to Brad a little bit. It's gonna be more like an interaction. We're gonna ask questions, but Brad has a story that he's gonna share. That started 3 years ago, February 8th, 2000, whatever 3 years ago was, 23. So we're really happy about that. Really happy to hear that. I was surprised. I didn't even know until yesterday, but we're all new friends here and trying to figure this thing out. The people that are watching live, there's quite a bit. Why are you guys not watching the Super Bowl? Are you watching the Super Bowl too?
Because right now it's Super Bowl. It's 12.
Oh my God.
It's a soccer game.
I hate the Super. I don't want to be like that, but I don't like the Super Bowl. I never did. Never liked it. Will likes college hockey. I just put my computer to sleep.
College hockey's good.
I know.
I like college
all right, so
football.
Speaking of which, I'll just divert before we get into Brad. I have something I want to share that was important to me yesterday. Seahawks 12, Patriots 0. All right. So I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey, right? We were 45 minutes from Philly, but Princeton was right in our backyard. Princeton University, yuppies, good educations and whatnot.
Hi, I'm Chad.
Oh, exactly. We go to the games. They're like, "Excuse me, you're in my seat," and I'm like,
"Just Mike Carnigan." Oh my God.
So the Princeton hockey is Ivy League hockey. Few of them might play in the NHL. Most of them bounce around the minors. I went there as a kid from 10 to 20. I went to Princeton hockey. I went to every effing game. I sat in the same seat every night. So my daughter went to a Flyers game a couple weeks ago, and it was great. And I followed along. It was like I was there with her. It was awesome. And just to see her now, Brad, I never pushed my team on my kids. They watched me support the Flyers. They watched me change as I begin to hate pro sports because they're all younger than me and happy. They're not my heroes anymore. But like my daughter saw all that. And I made it a point never to make her do anything. I didn't make her do soccer. I didn't make her go into her acapella thing. I let them do their thing. 18-0 Pats or Seahawks. So I know I got a couple plans. So anyway, long story short, I was thinking, just me. I was thinking about Princeton University hockey, just reliving some stuff and whatnot. And my daughter FaceTimes me as she usually does, and I click on it and I look at the phone, and it's the rink from where I sat. She's in my seat. I never told her about that. She found that on her own. So she's at Princeton watching college hockey in the same seat I sat in for 10 years. It blew my mind. And I'm like, cool. I'm so grateful to be sober because that was not in my life 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. You know, that's kind of so long story short, I've been thinking about it. I had a dream about Baker. It's called Baker Rink. I had a dream about it. It was on fire. I was trying to get the players out. Vermont players everywhere. Prince
always the fire with you.
Plays on fire. Plays on fire. It might have been a terrorist thing. We didn't know. I got to rid of the bus, but like it was Baker Rink. It's an iconic building because it's got like flying buttresses and stonework. It is a beautiful building. Holds 2,000 fans. And I'm dreaming about it. And it just kind of came together in this weird way with her being like, "Hey, Dad, I'm in your season ticket holder seat." So like. I don't know. It was just a beautiful thing that happened, and I don't know. And then after that, I watched episode 177, and Brad made me cry. Anyway, I'm all emotional. I'm all whacked out. So I just want to go around to everybody first, just see how you guys are doing. What do you think about we're doing? Starting with Jimmy. What do you think of all this?
Oh, it's damn exciting. And I love the look. It's sad to see Chowawamba or what those. Sad to see that go by the wayside. But hey, we got to jive with the times, right? Exactly. We evolve. Yep. We just pivot, and we're gonna just gonna get. Use it all the time at work, but we're just gonna get better, And just thank you for all our viewerships out there and having Brad on the team. And once again, congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, Brad's not sure how much he can do. He's in a spot where he's he's doing work stuff. He's busy. He's a dude. He works. He's a normal human being, not like the rest of us. So he's got an open invitation to the show at any time. He knows that, and it's just great to have him. So yeah, it is 19-0 New England. 19. I think they have 3 field goals. That's ridiculous. Anyway, so I'm going to ask Will, how are you doing? What do you think about what we're doing? And what kind of pants are you wearing?
Well, I am wearing gray pants. Is that the first one? No, I'm doing good. I'm, just doing my thing, living life, letting it play out. And and then I mean, hey, I'm here for the ride. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Will's awesome. We get the same Will every time. There's not 2 Wills on this show. Will is a backbone to this place.
Come on.
Have you recently had any thoughts of using or just any thoughts of that old life?
Not using, but just things that are coming up that may like remind me a lot every single, just the process.
Oh, I know one of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just like things that, from like 2020 that now have resurfaced, and I'm like, dude, like, come on. Like, I mean, so it's, and it's, so, I mean, we'll see how it goes. That's all I'm going to say, but because I don't even want to.
We get the same Will every week. I want the same Will every week for the rest of my life. And that's that. So, all right. So what I'm not sure yet. I'm still working that out. All right. So we are, we're going to go over to Brad. Brad, there's no pressure here. We're just 4 friends talking, trying to keep each other sober and talk about our feelings, which is not something we are used to doing. You have the floor. 3 years ago, Brad, what was going on 3 years ago in February 23?
I can't remember, man.
It was hammered.
There was a lot of shit going on, dude.
Yep.
First and foremost, I want to start with saying what you guys are saying about the show. A couple changes. Of course, I'm new, but it's just like our recovery. We got to roll with the punches, eh? So sometimes someone throws you a shit sandwich, and it is what it is. You got to move on and work with what you got and move on. So I think you're doing a good job on all that shit, Timmy, and making a new face. Everything looks awesome, and yeah, I like that.
That's us. That's us, though. That's who we are.
Kisser.
And I like being.
He's not kissing ass.
I'll tell you what I said earlier. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my fucking knees. I'll tell you that much. But 3 years ago. So I'm even gonna go wind back a little farther.
You do your thing, Brad. You got the floor, kid.
So, like Tim said, when I first shared my story on here, that was my very first episode with you guys, and I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I was like, I didn't know what I should tell or what and sitting here telling your story, you're going to miss a bunch of stuff and other things. Like even to this day, things will come up to me like, oh yeah, shit, I did that too. Whatever. So yeah, it all started, I think, when I was young, very young. So I had lots of alcoholics in my family. So my father was, and my grandfathers were, and his brothers were. And it was like, so booze was normal in my household. Right. Definitely seen some violence. There was fighting and shit like that. My father's actually a 5-time Golden Glove boxer, so it was nothing to get a jab in the head. But
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, he never hit me. He never hit me. I should you would see them between the brothers and all them guys be scrapping and shit, right? So at a young age, I knew about booze and fighting pretty early on. So I remember we were at a Christmas party. It was my mom's Christmas party for the restaurant she was running at the time. My dad had a little 240 Datsun 1970 240Z. I remember that thing. So he had a 2.4 schooner in the back of the vehicle, and I remember I was literally probably 8-9 years old, and I remember going and grabbing my first beer. And this may sound weird, but whatever. I remember the first time I took a drink. I got even that feeling I got then at a young age.
Really?
So I feel like I had the disease, whether it's fucking hereditary or whatever, I don't know, but like I enjoyed it right away. Like, there was no, and I was really young, like really, really young, right? And so I started drinking at a young age, and I started smoking dope at a young age too. Like, so all that before, 10 years old, I was smoking dope and drinking. No, I wouldn't say
Canada is weed. Dope in Philadelphia is heroin. So it's just two different things.
Okay.
We smoke dope and heroin.
I was smoking marijuana and the hashish. at the young age or whatever. Yep. So with that being said, that evolved pretty quickly because I started doing things young. Like I remember the first time I did mushrooms, I was probably 12. First time I did acid, I was probably 12. First time I did blow, I was probably 14. Like
what's wrong with you?
Well, how long you got? We only got a half an hour.
Yeah. We go over these days. We go over.
But yeah, so definitely had drugs and alcohol in my life. I'll say off and on until I quit 3 years ago. I was always running around with older people, like the crowd that I hung out with older. And I'm not making that as an excuse or whatever, but I grew up fast, I'll say.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I was partying at a young age, so I thought I was fucking cooler than what I was, or, hanging out with older people. We all have that, right?
Yep.
Like, look at me, look how fucking awesome I am.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyway, so my teens were definitely full of drugs and alcohol. And, I was running with some of the wrong crowd, and, I was selling drugs at the time too. I thought it was a great idea to, get 100. Will this throw me in jail if I say this shit?
Yeah, probably. Yep.
Okay, never mind.
No.
That didn't happen.
I live a block from the RCMP, so don't worry about it.
Limitations.
Speak a little louder.
Yeah.
I can overdo it if you do something bad.
Oh yeah, I'm talking to Mr. Jail up there, Jimmy. He'll have me handcuffed in a week.
Yeah, you didn't like that with the one with the fur.
Yeah, but I remember, like, for example, getting 100 grams of blow or whatever and selling it more or less to support my habit. But that didn't work out good. The old spoon would go in. That's a gram, right? Right. Anyway, so. Ended up owing a bunch of money to some people and stuff like that. Had to figure some stuff out like that. Live those type of lifestyles, we'll say. Kind of run with those crowds for a while till I was about 18, 19. There was a couple times I got in trouble with the law because of those situations. There was one time, well, 2 times. One time I told the story already, but I'm going to tell it again. But
Do it.
there was this one time me and my buddy were running around selling some dope, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I say, well, selling drugs. I don't know what to say because dope's heroin, but never did heroin. But anyway, so
You should.
he had a bunch of shit on him, and we were cruising around. The cops pulled us over.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so Buddy had it in his jacket, and it was just whatever. So he takes off running. So my first instinct was, I need to jump this fucking cop.
God, that's not a great first instinct. But
Yeah,
continue.
but it was.
thinking there, buddy.
So I started taking off after him. You know what I mean? And Buddy, the cop turned around. His name, well, I'll say his name. Chris Thibodeau was his name. And anyway, he turned around and boot fucked me because it was in the dark, and I had a white T-shirt on. And I just remember running into him. Wow! Fucking cracked me, laid me out. Anyway, so we ended up getting off of that because they were doing an investigation on us anyway. So he got in trouble for being there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Sounds
long
kinda-
story short, I'll never forget that story though. When me and my buddy got let out of jail, I'm wearing a white T-shirt. There's a big old boot print, you know, about this far out, you know, just up and down my shirt, right? And anyway, it sounds stupid, but the people we were working for, we'll say at the time, were like, "Oh fuck, we love this guy. He's fucking crazy," right? So that kind of helped me get up the pecking order a little bit, if that makes sense. So then that kind of went, like, kind of went to my head. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Look at me, fucking selling drugs and fucking money in my pocket all the time and whatever. So yeah, I did that for a while. Ended up getting busted and raided and getting in trouble.
Shocked I am.
I know. I was surprised too.
Patriots were 19-7.
Yeah, you try stuffing out in your ass. No,
Hey.
Oh, I can.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
No.
Actually, I'm not sorry. Yeah. So anyway, kind of got out of that a little bit because I went to jail for a bit. And then when I come back out, that's when I was at the tavern one night. And I ended up getting a fight with a cop. I think I told this one last time. I told that one last time, I think. Anyway, punched him, broke his nose. Same cop, Chris Thibodeau. That's how I remember his name.
The same cop?
The same cop, yeah.
They only have one cop in New Brunswick.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, well,
They don't carry guns, right? They don't. You guys don't have guns up there?
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's England.
Yeah, but no,
Oh, yeah.
they don't, but
Carry
they don't give you ammo. They have to go bang. That's it.
Yeah. And so I went bang. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of where me and my wife kind of first met in a way, because after I got the shit beat out of me from the cops after hitting them, I was laying there and the blood was squirting out of my head. And I remember her being there and it was like squirting all over.
Romantic.
Yeah, she wanted to marry me right away. I mean,
Why wouldn't she?
Got a squirt.
So anyway, drugs and alcohol obviously were still involved with that, right? So I was heavy into the blow at that time. I was doing lots of coke at that time. I'll fast forward a little bit. Sherry and I, or my wife and I, were it is. It's out there now.
I'm already friend requesting her.
Yeah, go ahead. She'll decline. No,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Like that.
I'm totally joking.
I would.
Anywho, so a couple years we were together. I don't even know how long it was actually, so my time frame's bad, but I ended up going to a little treatment center in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Was a hospital because I was doing blow every day then too. But at that time when I went, I was doing it for everybody else. Like,
right.
You know, like I knew then it's like, well, okay, if I fucking go somewhere, everybody will be off my back about stop doing so much fucking partying. Pardon my French. Well, no, I'm not sorry again, but yeah. So I did it. I did it for all the wrong reasons. I didn't do it for anybody else. I mean, I didn't do it for myself. I did it for everybody else because I just wanted everybody off my goddamn back. So I did that, and that was basically more like a detox dry out center hospital type of thing.
All right.
And I was, I was literally there for like 8-10 days, and then I'm like, I'm good. I'm out of here.
I'm cured.
I'm cured. I'm fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And I shouldn't say I actually was, because that's bullshit, but when I get out, I didn't do blow for, I'll say a few years.
Really?
But I still drank, and I still, smoked weed, and I'd still eat some ecstasy, and I'd still do some acid, and I'd still eat some mushrooms. And
My man.
yeah, so I did everything but blow.
Mhm.
So everybody thought that was okay. I guess I don't know. I shouldn't say that. They probably didn't, but I
get it.
I thought it was, right. So at that time, my wife and I jumped in our little 95 Neon. We didn't have a goddamn thing to our name. We loaded that thing right to the tits, like back seat full, trunk full, and we drove out west. We were coming to make some oil money. That's what our plan was.
Oh my God, you're prospectors.
Yeah. So anyway, drove across Canada. I think we were going to Calgary at the time, but we ended up stopping at my buddies in Medicine Hat, and we just figured we'd stop there for a couple days. That turned into a 2-week
That's
drunk.
a town in Canada, people. I know
Yes.
they name their town strange things. Carry on.
No, it's called, or as we call it, the Hat.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Hat,
sure.
Medicine
The Hat.
Hat, Alberta. Yeah.
Nothing beats
the Hat.
Moose Jaw. Moose Jaw kind
There.
of wins, but carry on.
So yeah, the Hat is where we stopped and visited a buddy of mine, and that turned into a two-week drunk. Ended up finding a roughneck job on a rig, and we just stayed there. So we stayed there from 99 to 04, I think it was. I forget now. Again, dates will be whatever.
Yeah.
And I think last time I said Medicine Hat wasn't that bad. That was bullshit. It's funny because when I was telling my story last time, and my wife listens to this, right? Because she knows I'm part of it, whatever. She got off. She's like, you kind of left some stuff out.
Busted.
And,
All right, my first time on a podcast. I'm sorry.
right? Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that was bad too. Like I was still drinking a lot, and I was still using a lot. And the reason we moved home was because of me being a shit show. And it's funny because of a little bit off topic, but you hear about people doing geographical changes to maybe help with their, maybe get better. I'm going to be here, and I'll be the first to tell you, maybe the last to tell you, whatever. That doesn't fucking work. You need to do it in here. So you can move to Timbuk2. You can move to the Hat. You can move to Digby, Nova Scotia, and it doesn't matter as long as you're ready. Or it is a kind of a stupid name. I agree.
Right?
I'm from here, but
Thank you. Very good.
yeah. Sorry, Jimmy. But yeah, so we did that because we figured we needed to get out of there for a change, right? To maybe getting away from that and going back home, which made no sense, I guess, at the time, because that's where it's all started. Yeah, we left because of me being a shit show, running around all the time, never coming home, getting in bar fights, doing tons of blow, doing lots of booze, and just one thing right after another. So moved back home, and you guys will never guess. You'll never guess.
What happened?
Nothing changed.
No.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Doesn't check out. Nope.
It's fucking weird. Blew my mind. I'm like, well, would you just look at
Look
it?
at
Look at that. Look at
So anyway, yeah, I moved back home, and again, I think I played the card for everybody to make it look like I was doing a little bit better, because that's what us addicts do. I say that's what this addict did. Is I wanted to just no, everything's good. I'm holding a good job here, but then let me go check the fire in the basement. Oh, she's burning now.
Let's buy a boat. I'm gonna buy a boat. Let's
you know what I mean? Like every fucking excuse you could think of. So, yeah, again, I'm going to say early 2000s. Then I started flying in and out from Nova Scotia to out west. Excuse me, smoker's cough. Anyway, so flying in and out made it really easy for me, because I basically lived two lives, right? Like, so I'd be gone 3 weeks at a time. I'd be out here for 3 weeks. When I say out here, because I live out here now. But anyway, I'd be leaving away from home for 3 weeks and home for 2 weeks. So those 3 weeks when I was gone, I didn't have to answer to anybody, really. You know what I mean? Like, there was nobody around to see what I was doing. It was so easy to lie, so easy, because no one knew what the fuck I was really doing. People could assume, but no one really knew, or I think they didn't anyway, in my head, right? So again, yeah, for years, still doing that, partying, nothing changed. Like I said, it would always be peaks and valleys too, through all this, like addiction, we'll say. Like, so
Yeah.
how can I say that? I was the smartest, stupidest person I ever met.
You're the dumbest smart person I'll ever meet.
Right. Because there was many times I would have conversations with myself in the mirror or something to be like, man, the fuck are you doing? Like, figure your shit out. Like, really figure your shit out. Like, you're better than this. Okay, maybe not tomorrow, but next day. But whatever. Like, I would do that quite often with myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, try to talk myself out of it. So I knew for the longest time that I had a problem. I just didn't know how to deal with it, and I didn't know how to approach it. And I think it was more of an embarrassment thing at that time. And you know what I mean? Like, I was ashamed of what I was doing, but so I didn't want to let anybody else to know that too, because it was always this no matter what around everybody else. Like, it was easy to put it was easy to put the game. It's easy. Exactly. It's easy to put that game face on when you're full of shit. But as my addiction and everything progressed, because like I said, I was 43 when I went to rehab. So at that time, again, there was ups and downs, but like I started using and drinking when I was 9. So like I had 34 years in it, essentially. Like, I don't, it wasn't like flatline the whole time, but it was definitely some ups and downs there the whole time. And with that, it's just, I don't know. Okay, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let me get up to a little bit further.
Good.
That's what I do. I squirrel out sometimes, but that's okay.
You're fine. That is okay. It's actually preferred.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. So, yeah, so flew in and out for years, did that same shit show, using, drinking. Definitely not the best husband, I'll put it that way. Yeah, like so. And then we ended up... we figured we'd do another little change again because, hey, why not? It didn't work last time. Let's do it again and see what happens. So I ended up moving out to where I am now, which is Wawota. And there was a company that I worked for, a frac company out here that's literally half an hour from my house. And I worked there for years too. So figured we'd do another geographical change, everything's going to be better, and it's funny, off topic, like, I kudos to my wife, man, like that. Now that I see it, man, I could bawl thinking about it, because she's done everything in the world for me and always had my back when she could have said, go fuck yourself, right?
Yep.
And for whatever reason, like, honestly, I gotta well, I won't say that. I won't say that live. But anyway, she's seen something, right? Like, she's honestly my rock star. I love her with all my heart, man. She's been there through the worst and always had my back. So anyway, moved out here, same shit. Still partying, still being a bad husband, we'll say. Still lots of blow, lots of booze, And for whatever reason. Well, I know what reason, and I won't say that just to protect some of the stuff for her too. She ended up leaving me, and when she did, she was like, I just can't do it no more. And I could, and all those times through my active addiction and using and whatever, she would threaten that, and all the other times I'd be like, I'm gonna get through this. Like, I literally thought that in my head, like, what, this is gonna wash away. This will pass in a week. And it did a lot of times, right? Whether I'd manipulate her or I would say, I don't know, like, I would get through it, I'll say, lie my way through it, or whatever it may be. I don't even know what it was, but for fucking some reason, I get to the next stage again, right?
Yep.
But this time I could see it. Like, she was done. She was fucking done. I ended up moving out to a buddy of mine's house here. He had a farmhouse that was vacant, so I just went out there and lived by myself for a little bit. And I was going to work every day, and I just, for whatever reason, and I don't know what it was, whether that was, they say, higher power shit. I don't even know what it was, and I still can't explain it today. And I don't need to know. I just know what happened. I'm sitting there at work, and usually I'm pretty, like, game face, you know what I mean? I could, I'm okay. Everything's fine, whatever. I'm literally at work, and I just lost it, like, bawling, crying. Went to my boss. I'm like, man, I need fucking help. I said, I need help. He's like, you know what he said to me? He's like, it's about time. That's what he said to me. So this is a guy that I worked side by side for 12 years.
We're always the last ones to find out we're addicts.
Yeah. And it's funny because I still consider him a good friend today. And this sounds like I'm blowing my horn, but if I wasn't as good as a worker as I was, we'll say, or is, I would yeah. I wouldn't have held on that long too, right? So, and I'm not saying that's the right thing or the wrong thing. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying so many people that are addicts and alcoholics and drunks, whatever the case may be, get through life because of maybe good work ethic and good personality and good shit like that, because people are, well, fuck, he's still a good guy and he's still a good worker, blah, 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 right? So, that's a scary situation to be in as an addict and an alcoholic, because you might get away with some shit because maybe you are good at your job, or maybe you are a people person and maybe people do like you and all that shit, right? So it's a pretty fine line there, I think. And I was in that situation. So anyway, that day I broke down and I told my boss, and I called my wife, and I literally left the office that day and went to the farmhouse and started calling around. So that would have been, so it's actually funny, that was the 7th of February. And I literally still, so this is how bad it was. I literally probably still had about, I'm going to say, a third of a gram in my pocket, because I always had some, right? And I remember leaving, and I did the rest of it. Even after that, I did the rest of it that day on my way leaving. And that was the 7th. So the 8th, the next day, was the first day clean. But it's so funny how my brain was. I had it in my pocket. I admitted to everybody that I wanted help. I was still shit show, but I better get rid of this. It's so weird.
Right. I get it. I get it. Makes sense for it.
Why not? Use it.
Yeah, it's
right.
but it's weird looking back at that. It's like, holy fuck, you dummy. But anyway, now when I see that, and now that I talk about it, and honestly, man, like I said, I'm 3 years sober today. And when I first sobered up, boys, I was ashamed. I was embarrassed because of what I did. Like, I didn't even go to my local meeting here in town. They got one right here in town, like 2 minutes away. I didn't come to this meeting for the first 6 months because I was like, I don't want anybody to know. But you know what? Now I'm doing recovery out loud, baby.
This effing guy.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, well, it's true. Like, I'm going to say that right there is the best thing ever. We suffer in silence, so we recover out loud. And that's what it should be about, because every one of us, and I can't speak for you guys, but I'm getting to know you guys a little bit now. Can. Right? Well, I don't want to, but I'm pretty sure we've all fucked up, right? Yeah. And the beautiful thing about this recovery, well, you will. No.
Right. Give it time. Give it
something to look forward to.
But I can't say this enough to the viewers, to my friends here on the screen with me. Like, I'm happy to know that I am sick with the disease of addiction, because it's made me a better person today. Do I got a ton of work to do? Oh, fuck yeah. But guess what? That's okay. It's recognized.
Oh, this is welcome to the America.
It's about welcome to America.
The America.
Yeah. But that's what it's about, right? So this is where I'm at today. Again, I have 1,000 things I need to work on, but that's okay. It's one day at a time. And so I went to treatment center. When I went there, I was scared shitless, didn't know what to expect. Literally thought I was going to be in a straitjacket, had no fucking idea. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. I was scared. And so you go in there and they do the 12-step program and da-da-da-da. Like, literally the first week I was not a clue. Like, I was literally like deer in the headlights. Like, people were talking. I didn't hear a fucking thing. Exactly. Yep. That's what it was, right? Yes, dear. It's like talking to my wife. I hope she's not listening. I'm sorry. But that's what it's like, right? And thanks for that. So then you got your week 2, 3. What was 5 weeks? I think it was, right, Jimmy? So week 2, 3, and 4. I'm starting to get the gist of it. Okay, this is cool. I'm feeling a little bit better. The withdrawals are gone. Some, you're in a safe zone, so the cravings weren't there. Honestly, when I was in rehab, it wasn't like that because I knew I was in my little hut. I was in my little safety zone.
Right. It's off the table, so you can focus on what's coming.
I knew that I wasn't getting any, so I think that my brain was
right.
Whatever. So then week 5 come along, graduation week, we'll call it. Then I'm scared shitless again.
There we go.
Because I'm like, oh boy, it's go time. like after that, you're going out back to the real world, so there's geographical changes and all these different things that you did. Like we were going to talk about change, and that's what this is about. Like it's about change. So when I got out of rehab, I almost went dormant or hermit or whatever the word is for a little bit. And that's okay too. I'll tell you that's okay too, because when you're first coming out of recovery, I can only speak for myself, but when I first come out of recovery, the one thing I had to do the most to figure out how to make a better Brad was protect myself. So I 100% got selfish. If you want to call it selfishness, I don't know. But I took care of myself. I didn't put myself into situations. I literally stayed home. I'm an AA guy, so and the reason I am, and I'm not knocking any other program. Any program anybody goes out there, it's going to help you if you stick with it and do your thing. I'll tell you that.
Yep. Yep.
But for me, living in like rural Saskatchewan, there's not much fucking people. Like she's pretty much a shithole. I love it here though. But anyway, so I'm fortunate. I'm fortunate enough to have AA programs around me, right? So that's what I started doing. I started going to programs, to meetings. And again, it was no different than anything else. I had no idea what I was doing. And I still don't. I'm learning. But I just kept going and talking and sharing my story and telling people how I felt and, communicating with people. That there, I think, is the basis of any recovery. Like, so we've talked about it on our podcast here before, like smart recoveries. And I don't know all the names, and I apologize for that. There's a ton of them out there now, especially with the technology we have, right?
Recovery GPT.
Exactly, legit, right?
Yeah, right.
So I guess what I'm going to say from my heart is AA's done wonders for me. But with that being said, if anybody out there is struggling or anybody does need any help at all, I think whatever program you decide that you are comfortable with and that you want to be part of, if you put the time in and you're open-minded and you're willing to make some changes, you will get healthy.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I 100% believe that. So I guess I'm saying that to the viewers more than anything right now. It's just one thing I want to say is once I got sober, went to treatment center and started going to the program, like the program of my choice, right? And that's anybody has that. Once you start opening up and seeing people care about you, like for example, today, I was 3 years sober. I was blown a fucking way how many people reached out, to say congratulations, da 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 da. I'm like, holy Christ, I didn't even know that person was watching. You know what I mean? But people care, and I want everybody to know that out there, that people care and people want to see people do good. So if you're willing to change, I'm going to say this from my point of view. I was a fuck up all my life. And guess what? I'm 3 years sober and clean now because I've had people that supported me. I've had the gonads, I guess, to maybe get out and talk about it and change for myself and be open-minded and be willing to change. And that I think is the basis of any part of any recovery for anybody that wants to do it. You got to want to do it, and you got to put the time in. And I can guarantee you one thing. Hallelujah, baby Jesus, she's worth it.
Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy.
It's worth it. So I don't know. I guess I kind of rambled on there.
That was good. That was good. You're making points is what you're doing. You're a podcaster all of a sudden. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm an asshole too. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so let's do a little Q&A, a little back and forth. Guys, what do you think? Any questions for our lunatic friend from Woboda?
I got a comment.
You have what?
I got a comment.
Yes, please.
I think Brad, that you should open up a strip club called the Cat in the Hat.
That's
I was just. That's
ridiculous.
Yeah,
but in the hat or whatever that place is called.
Can you
medicine hat?
How good are you on a
I
pole?
get it.
How good are you on a pole there, Willie?
That's a good
Oh,
point.
we wouldn't find out.
That's a good point.
Or
They
or
have
the
strip
or
clubs
one
in
of the jaw?
Canada?
No, well, they used to in
I
Regina.
thought you guys didn't.
Oh yeah,
do
but they were
that
pretty
stuff.
scary. Oh
Am
yeah,
I-
but
is
no,
it true that
you were
I'm-
just in Winnipeg, not Saskatchewan.
That's what I was just gonna say. So
Yeah.
so like Brad for his birthday, went to a hockey game in Winnipeg. That is stuff.
And did go to a Peeler bar.
He didn't. He remembers the score, 5-1 Habs, right?
Absolutely.
He remembers the final score. He remembers every goal he saw. He knows every stat on the goal sheet. He knows that. That's fun for him. So that's a reward of being 3 years sober. If he was doing blow fucking 3 years ago, this is not what he was thinking about. He was not going to Winnipeg to watch an
Nope.
NHL hockey game.
I would have been thinking, how am I going to get it into the arena and sneak off to the bathroom and do this the whole time during the game?
Plus, you got to go to IKEA.
Yeah.
Bonus.
And you know what, Tim? I love that you said that too, man. Honestly, that you brought that up, because 100%. I woke up the next day. I remembered every goddamn thing that I did, and it's nice. It's a nice feeling. And I don't know if people see this or not, but fucking recovery can be fun, man. I'll tell you. Like, the kid. It's like, honestly, I enjoy my life now more than I ever did being fucked up. But with that being said, I'm going to go back to, there's a little bit of time span. Like, so right now, when I look at 3 years, I'm like, geez, that went pretty quick. The first 6 months didn't. And I'd be lying to you. I'd be lying to you to tell you that it was, it's great. But you know what? I want everybody to know, and this is the message I want to send, I think, is that it's about putting the time in, and I guarantee your ass, you are going to enjoy every minute of it. Once you get some sobriety under your belt, you're going to realize that people are going to look at you different. People are going to rely on you. People are going to respect the shit out of you. Like I said,
what are those?
But you're going to find that people are so happy for you, for what you've done and what type of person you're becoming because of it. Like I said, there's people out there watching that you don't even know are watching.
They don't.
It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty amazing thing to be doing what we're doing. And here we are on a podcast, and we get to say how much we all are assholes and share it with everybody. And hopefully we get to help somebody, because that's what it's about.
Who knew being yourself and not drink? We were our own worst enemies, right? So like all we had to do was stop what we were doing. We didn't have to do anything extra. We just had to stop. And then if we wanted to keep that, we needed recovery, like Brad said. Early on, you don't know what's going on. I get it. 6 months, fucking. Oh my God, I was ready to kill it. 6 months, forget that. But like, I like the days crawled, but the weeks fly by. You know what I mean? So like, like all of a sudden it's 2 years. It's almost 3 years. And I'm like, but what I love about it is how we celebrate it together with passion. We like. If somebody says I have 3 days sober, I'm going to be just as happy for them as I am for Brad at 3 years sober. That's just how it works. And it's not we're not keeping score. We're keeping ourselves alive by putting a number on what we're doing. Whatever.
A good buddy of mine always says to me, he's like, well, what time did you get up today? And if so whoever got up first today has got the most sobriety, because we do it one day at a time. Do you know what I mean? So,
all right. So I just got sober 3 hours ago. Then,
very good.
I work overnight.
Yeah, well, that's okay too. See, we're still happy. We're still happy.
So you're here on this show, and it just feels like I listen to everything you said. I'm doing 1,000 things, but I'm listening to what you're saying, and like I could put my stamp of approval on that. I could put the TT stamp down and be like, "Yep, that's good. That's the message we want." Like we just all see it all the same way. We're all different people from different parts of the world, but like Brad's at 3 years. Jimmy was at 3 years a year ago. Jimmy knows what that felt like. I know it felt like to be 3 days. We share this affliction of addiction, and it can be your superpower. It can be what drives you now. You don't have to make a life about addiction. I actually did, but like AA is a awesome starting point for anybody. You get out of rehab and the treatment disappears. Now, in my mind, treatment's not set up right, not the right time frames, whatever. I love the five weeks at Prairie Sky, but 28 days of intense treatment, and then they're like, get the hell out of here. And you're in a sober house, and you're like, where do I get help? Oh, at the rec center down that some old men talk about rehab. That's how you get sober in this world today. So like you can just be like, F it, I'm not doing that, and you're gonna end up using it again. But there are core people who do it. They go to the program, they try to live it the best they can, and like Brad said, it doesn't matter where you go, what program you do, is just stop using, and that is a great start, and just continue that, and you'll find long-term sobriety if you're looking for it. So
and be open-minded, right? You have to be open-minded, because we've talked about it a few times on the cast here, and different times. Change, like, people are scared of change, so it's okay. Like, and I still am to this day, but at the end of the day, like Larry used to say this all the time: if you're not doing something outside of your comfort zone, you're not growing, right? So I always reference back to Larry, because I'll tell you, he's been great. He's been a big part of my sobriety, more than he probably knows, and probably more than I've let him know. But he said some things to me over the last 3 years, off and on, and a couple phone calls, and when I was in Prairie Sky or whatever, that stuck with me, right? I'll share this too. Like, when I go to meetings, I'm always like, "Hi, I'm Brad, and I'm an alcoholic addict, and I am still in recovery." And I use that because Jimmy will know that. Larry always said it. And I remember being day 3 in that treatment center, and there's this old son of a bitch over there, and he's probably 40 years sober or whatever. And he said that kind of stuck with me, because right then I'm like, whoa, wait a second. There's this guy who's got 40 years or whatever he had at the time, 37, 30, whatever, close to 40, saying, and I am still in recovery. So as soon as he said that, I'm like, well, I guess he's still working on it. So that told me something right then, that we as addicts, and I hate saying we, because I only like to speak for myself, but we as addicts, we have to keep fighting for it. Like, I've used this line before too. I know addiction's over there in the corner doing push-ups, waiting for Brad to screw up. So I got to be on the other side doing sit-ups, waiting to keep up with him, right? Because
that's better. Yeah, I like that.
But it's true. But it is true, right? Because we have to continue to put the work in. And as time goes on, it doesn't seem like work anymore, because we know it's making a better person out of yourself, right? Right. And I've heard all you guys say it too. You can tell me to shut up anytime you want. No, you're good. It might not work, but you're allowed to say it. Another thing. What was I going to say?
You love being on Talking Trash. You love everything about Tim Snyder. Some other stuff.
Well, Tim's okay. Will's my favorite.
Too.
Come on now.
Come on, Will.
Come on, Will.
Yeah. Holy shit, 13:29.
Yep. A couple minutes left. This thing's over. I won.
It's the third quarter.
It's the fourth quarter. Sorry, Will.
But
we're a professional broadcast here.
I'm actually again not blowing smoke up your guys' ass, but I'm thankful you guys get to let me tell my story, because what I want people to realize too is, by sharing my story, hopefully someone gets something out of it. And with that being said, it's so healthy for me, because I'm talking about things that I used to go through, and by doing this, things will come back up in my head. I'm like, oh shit, well, maybe I should apologize. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
The gift of gab, or the talking about the shit that we did and the things that we need to work on is, as Jimmy would say, it's America. Because by doing that, we learn stuff about ourselves, and we learn other people, and we learn what we need to fix, and we figure out our character defects, we figure out our shortcomings, we figure out what we need to work on by talking about the shit that we've done. And once you do that, you actually feel a sense of relief, because it feels good. And then when you go to different places and you hear someone else talk, you're like, oh wait, he's just as fucked up as I am. Right. And I mean that in a good way, because you're not alone. We are not alone in this journey of addiction and recovery. And as soon as people realize that, it gets easier, because there's people out there that want to help. And that's the biggest thing I could say about my recovery.
Yep. And you're doing it right now, and you're making an impact on people's lives. And it's just an awesome thing that they see a certain group of people see what we have, and it looks attractive to them as a recovery goal. Like that, they're having fun. They're cool, I guess. They're definitely sober. That's what we try to promote here. We'd be all crazy, but bottom line is, what's most important is the guy's sobriety, and the next screen over. These four guys on the screen. This is what it's about first and foremost. Whoever comes into our arena, it's their sobriety first. And Brad kind of fits in. And you could speak for me all you want. There's nothing you could say that, you know what I mean? But like, it'll get to that point. We do start speaking for each other because we know each other to a degree. And we don't mean it, but like me and Will and Jim, like, we could do this all for 4 hours straight and just be idiots for 4 hours and have fun, and people are going to watch it for whatever reason. And we're just grateful for that. And we have questions from Discovery. Destination. I'm going to start with, and I'm going to surprise the first two question people. I've worked this out with your tech. Scott, Amber D is the first question. Oh my God. Oh boy. Okay. So, hold on. It's a double question I put up. All right, so it's Amber D. She's asking me. I got to do this twice. She's asking me. Where does it stop? Jimmy, read that while I'm doing something.
I'm doing what you guys say and advocating for myself. I'm really struggling with my mental health, trying to identify what's actually wrong with me. That's
more to it. Hold on. Not done. This is great.
Okay.
Jimmy, read that.
And what medications might help you? You have ring on your finger. Are you married? Very cute. What?
All right, so Amber, that's not how this works. This isn't a dating service, but it's very funny. The question was to me about.
Very cute.
The ring on my finger is a tattoo that I got, all wasted with some girl that I thought I was going to marry. She was 13 years younger than me, and Tim's going to marry her. Idiot.
He was measuring depth.
So anyway,
but you're very cute, Timmy.
Thanks, Amber. I'm just, I'm not. With me, what medicines help? All right, so so you're asking. Let me get this straight. She's doing what she says, advocate for herself, struggling with her mental health, trying to identify what's actually wrong with me. All right, that's a great question. I'm dealing with this with me. I'm dealing with this with one of my with somebody else. Like, mental health is basically the reason. Unaddressed mental health problems is why you're why you self-medicate to begin with, because you don't like the way you feel at default. I get it. I'm like that. I've had a couple of weeks here where I might be manic depressive. I don't know. I'm still trying to identify what my mental health needs to be a good sober person. A good person, period. Not sober, just a good person. What medications do I take?
What doesn't he take?
I take pretty much everything. I take
a little bit of that.
I take Zoloft for antidepressant, little low dose. I take what's that stuff I freak out on, Will? Seroquel. I take Seroquel to sleep.
Oh yeah, you start buying shit.
I go nuts. Yeah. I take Seroquel to sleep. I take just a bunch of I take Suboxone maintenance. That's to not do drugs like that.
He takes medication 3 times a day.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I
remember that from rehab.
I'm doing my dad's meds right now, and I'm like putting them all in a cup. There's 9 of them. It's all crazy.
Let me see your mouth. Did you swallow them?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Swear to God. So anyway, so just listen, honey. I'm coming up on 3 years in July, and the first year was hard. I thought I dealt with everything. It takes 6 months for antidepressants to kick in. That's what the doctors say, whatever. So like I gave it that time. I was all in on taking my meds exactly, and I want to see how they make me feel. And I put way too much stock in the medications themselves. They'll help, but they're not going to fix you. You have to do the work. And you have to, talk to a therapist, whatever, get a sponsor, go to AA. You have to do this stuff to stay sober. Like the medications, sure. I guess I don't even know anymore. I'm just me, and I don't do drugs, and everything's okay. So I don't know. But like the medications, I take a good amount of medication. But they were everything I take was calculated. I went in. I made sure you're doing the right thing. Advocate for yourself. DM me after the show. No, don't do that. But yeah, we're very proud of you. We don't do that on here at all. We're very proud of you, and it's hard. I know it's hard to advocate for yourself, but it sounds like this is your first time trying for you. And if with that kind of attitude, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep advocating for yourself, and you'll be okay. I mean, it doesn't. Brad said it. He doesn't matter where you go. This question is for Brad. I'm gonna proofread this one first.
Yeah, okay. Whoops, no surprises.
All right, so this is Ashley A. Brad, you are lucky to have the wife you have. what kind of a support was she when you were at your worst? Well, she left him, so she did. No, I'm just kidding. No, Brad, can you answer that one?
Absolutely, I can.
Yeah.
She always supported me. So she left. The reason she left me, now that I know, is because she was probably enabling me the whole time as well, and not knowing it. Right. So she didn't do it to leave me at my worst. She did it to help me at my worst. So I don't know if that's the right answer you're looking for, but she was always there. But with that being said, I always knew I'd get out of it over the years, right? So she finally knew it was the last straw. So I think it was more of an enabling device that she got rid of than leaving me, right? Because she knew if she stayed, I might not get better at that time. I needed some type of bottom to hit. And I needed something to lose. You know what I mean? And that's a shitty way of saying it, but I needed something to lose. And by her doing that, she saved my life. Right. So looking back on all this, she was the biggest supporter in my life and still is to this day. I could go like first thing we got up this morning. The first thing she does is reach over and give me a kiss and tell me how proud of me she is. You know what I mean? So she's always been there. So she's the love of my life, my favorite person in the world. My kids are okay. But no, she's my rock star. So she's always supported me, Ashley. And I'm very lucky and I'm very thankful for that. So
hell yeah.
I hope I answered that right.
That was great. She's made us some different stuff. A lot of people, it's hard to leave someone you love for their health. Like that's had to be Jesus, man. I didn't know you went through as much as you did. Holy shit.
And at that point she had to worry about her health, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So there comes a point where she had to worry about her own self because I shouldn't say destroying that, but I was definitely putting a hinder on it, right? And it, like the last question we were talking about mental awareness, and that's what it all boils down to. It all boils down to, trying to figure out what's making us tick, because that's the hardest part for any addiction addict, I think. And I think there's lots of programs out there for that as well, right? Mental awareness situations you can go check, right? So because I think I could do this all night long, but 15% of it was my addiction problem, and the other 85% was what was going on in here inside the old ticker, because I was mentally unstable, plain and simple. That's what this addiction did to me.
And now, so you have to figure out: am I nuts because I'm on drugs, or am I on drugs because I'm nuts? And what you have to get to that baseline to see what's up. Now you're an addict. Now you have withdrawal, you have physical symptoms going on, you have mental stuff going on, and you're dealing. It's hard. It's dual diagnosis. You're dealing with two things at once, and the lines get blurred. And if you're just going through treatment, your hands up, whatever, I'll take a couple Seroquel, and you're just gonna fly out the door. You're gonna have a whole bunch of meds you don't even know anything about. You're gonna take them on the ride to the sober living house. You're gonna take all your meds. Like it's a tough system, but it's good because you have to work for it, and it requires work. And all four of us have put it in. And people that are listening, there are people listening that are not in early recovery too. There's people that 5-10 years sober. We all identify. It doesn't like if there's a hierarchy. I think the next question is something like that. It's for Will. I'll do Jim's question first. Jim's question. I have so many questions, guys. It's crazy.
How many questions they got?
It's awesome.
So this is Jim L. You have the most sobriety of anyone here. That means something, and I love the show. Honors you for that. Thank you for what you do. You're my hero. It's not much of a question, but Jimmy,
thank you.
I'm sorry. It's from David D. It's not from Jim. Jim L.
Okay. Thank you, David. And I don't let it go to my head. When I first got I was in the program of AA 20 years ago. And I was like, look at me. Sober. But I wasn't in recovery. I just didn't. And as Brad said before, it was at 15. Actually, it was like 5%. I didn't have a drinking problem. I had a thinking problem.
Holy shit. That's a good way to put it. Never heard that.
Yeah.
And what I do, David, is I really try to give back. Like now I just started going to a youth detention center on Mondays. And these kids are like 17, 13. And there's kids who have committed murder. And like these kids are like their cells are like maybe 7 by about 4.5, and they lock the doors. And like these kids, it wasn't really a formal meeting, but just giving back. But it doesn't matter if you got a year, 3, like Brad and these guys. It's how you live your life. And I lost so much time when I was in active addiction. I'm just trying, and I'll never get that time back. But
Yeah.
I can't be upset about it. I just have to look forward to every day. So, but thank you very much for acknowledging that, David.
Yeah, for sure. And Jimmy's like the all-star around here. Yes, he has the most sobriety. We all kind of look up to him to a degree, but like we're also friends, like on a baseline level, where we're like in the locker room together. So it's like we have this.
Hit you with the towel.
we have this dynamic that continues when the show's over with. And
Brad, where's the soap?
Brad's starting to see it. But yeah, I wanted to say something about your prison thing you're doing. That's real giving back. That's like doing something you don't want to do, and it takes time, and it's more shit I got to do. And I see how it's going now. It's great, but like you're gonna change somebody's life in that prison. I know that for a fact, because people, they don't get much in there, and when somebody comes in to talk to them, they're gonna listen to what they have to say. And
like these kids are like doing adult crimes, but of course under the judicial system, they go to a youth detention center, but they got razor wire all over the place, and I check in, and we walk through the yard, and we walk into this classroom, and I'm talking about, like, I just yapped. And I said, well, like, you guys don't understand, because you've got kids, 2 hands come up, and I'm like, what? And they go, we got daughters. And I'm like, what? Dudes, I got socks older than you. These guys are like, and these guys are like 16 years old, and they got 2-year-old daughters, and they're in like basically baby jail. Yeah. And I'm like, dudes, like, if you don't start changing your lives, I will see you at corrections. Like, the only thing that's going to beat you there is the headlights on the van. Like, fuck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Seattle Seahawks have won the Super Bowl.
29-13.
Yeah. Oh, what was the over? The over is, I think that's 29. It was under.
It was under. Okay.
Okay. No, I didn't bet. I said to my mom last night too. I said, "You want to put $100 on one of the teams just for fun? That's what you do." And she was
sure you do.
She's like, "Sure, Timmy." I'm like, "Never mind. That's a terrible idea." So like, we didn't do that. Yes. Our next question is for
Will.
It's for Will. This is from David Y.
Ooh,
big one. I'm gonna have to cut this up. What advice can you? All right, Jimmy, go ahead and read this for.
If
Will.
I pop it up, David. Will. This is my second time here at, I would say, Discovery. I thought a lot about you after I discharged you. The first time, I just wanted to know how much I identify with you and what kind of advice can you give?
Nope. How I can identify with you?
And what advice What advice can you give me, a gay man scared of my mind, 45 years old, and I'm starting over? What can I do to make me feel normal?
Jimmy, what can they do as a gay man? Oh no, this is for Will.
This is for Will.
I know. William,
you are such a
my thing is
what we do.
The first multiple times I went to rehab. My thing was, it was all about my big thing was is that I had for me personally that I had to stay away from like the gay community. Like, I mean, the community, because if I was hanging out in that community, it was always drug, no matter what. But I did pretty much kind of where I live at now. I mean, like, I'm not like a hermit or whatever. I mean, like, everybody can see me, whatever. I mean, I'm out here away from everybody that I used to associate with anything negative
good on you.
or anything bad. And therefore, but when you can learn to be okay hanging out by yourself and like not worrying about like the fear of missing out with other people or other things, you have nothing. I mean, like it makes it's a night and day difference.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
Fucking great answer. That's what I'm around. All right. Our first 2 questions. I worked this out with your tech. I'm surprising Amber and Ashley. No, I'm sorry, Amber and David. I know you guys have kids. I'll be sending Scott your tech handheld video game things. They're cool. I just got them for Christmas from a fan. I don't play video games, so you'll be getting those in the mail before you discharge. So. Yep, we give away shit on here on the podcast. That's what we do. So, all right. So, let's do a little just. Oh my neck.
You just want to do some dizzling?
Yep.
You go dizzle there, Will.
He's
good at it.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God, look, Brad.
There's a
Brad,
spider.
yeah, fuck somebody up.
Oh God.
All right.
For today.
Yay.
What is a sponsor? An NA sponsor is a member of our Narcotics Anonymous Living Our Program of Recovery who is willing to build a special supportive one-on-one relationship with us. Hey, can you turn that music down in the background? Page 40. Page, thank you. Number 11, sponsor supervised. It's also a company
Oh yeah, read that.
It's also a company giving you money to promote their production on your awesome show. That being said, Just for Today is brought to you by Prairie Sky Recovery Center.
Prairie Sky Recovery Center.
888-519-4445.
That's a joke.
What is a sponsor? You know, that nice person with whom you had coffee after your first meeting, that generous soul who keeps sharing recovery experience free of charge, the one who keeps amazing you with stunning insight regarding your character defects, the one who keeps reminding you to finish your fourth step, who listens to your fifth step, and who doesn't tell anyone how weird you are. It's pretty easy to start taking all this stuff for granted once we're used to someone being there for us. We may run wild for a while and tell ourselves, I call my sponsor later, but right now I have to clean the house, go shopping, chase that attractive, and so we end up in trouble, wondering where we went wrong. Our sponsor can't read minds. It's up to us to reach out and ask for help, whether we need help with ourselves, a reality check to help us straighten out our jerked off thinking, or just a friend.
That wording.
It's our job to make the request. Sponsors are warm, wise, and smell like cinnamon and lavender. Yeah. Their experience with recovery is ours. All we have to do is ask.
Not mine.
Just for today, I'm grateful for the time, the love, and the experience my sponsor has shared with me. Today, I will call my sponsor and Prairie Sky Recovery.
It's America. Oh, this is welcome to the America.
We're idiots. Yep, Prairie Sky. I just
Jaqueline.
Jimmy, you are a sponsor. You sponsored guys.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on sponsorship for this reading?
Well, sponsorship basically is as a sponsor, when you first come into the program, you want to find somebody you want to dance with. It's like when you're dating. It's someone that you look up to. Somebody. No, they have what you want. And you got to be firm. And actually, it was yesterday was the third. It's a very sad day. It was the 3rd year anniversary of my first sponsee's passing, and I babied him. I take full responsibility for that, and I learned a lot. No. But okay. That being said, I told him I am not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I am just a drunk. And I was as firm as I could be, but now I just set down the ground rules. And sometimes I hear the blah, 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 blah. And I just look at him and I say, are you fucking done? Let's get to work. And I just throw him a workbook and this is pitter patter. Let's get at her. And I'm working the steps all the freaking time. I'm on step 4 and step 9 and step 6 right now. And I'm just working this together with my sponsees.
Step 4 always kept me from the program.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Right. So I did one once, and I didn't like the way it made me feel. I didn't like the way it looked at me, and I stole $20 right after. It doesn't matter. I was in a bad spot. So I got hung up on that. Those are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are action steps. Those are steps where you have to do something. Sorry, it's not just going to come through osmosis, which I think is Brad, do you sponsor anybody?
I don't. Not right now. I don't. No.
Not at all. No. You should. Life is life. Do you have a sponsor?
I do. I have a couple actually.
Cool. See,
it would take 3 sponsors to handle your ass. But
I had 3. One quit. Yeah.
Listen, all it is a friend. We need friends. You need each other, right? So sponsorship is a way to break that uncomfortable approach to say, hey, can we be friends? No, I don't like you. You're short. You're ugly, or whatever. That's not going to happen.
You don't smell cinnamon. Yeah.
Yeah, I love lavender.
Smell mahogany. And find books.
And it's okay too if you're early in your sobriety and you haven't found the right sponsor yet too, because you want to find somebody that you're comfortable with. And sometimes that might take a few times to find the right person, if that even makes sense. It's okay to go through a few at first, I guess is the good way of saying it.
Well, sponsors are just people in the program. They're not anybody special. I sponsored a couple of guys. I didn't do great, but I sponsored guys 5 years ago, and like it was I could tell they just felt better talking to someone, because if I wasn't Juan's sponsor, his name was Juan, he was cool. If I wasn't his sponsor, he would have no one to talk to that day. He would have no one to say how he feels that day. And as men, we're like, oh, we don't say how we feel. There's actually power in saying that I feel weak today, and there's you can actually deal with why you feel weak and not self-medicate to not feel weak. There's power in having friends, and not everybody's gonna love you, right? And like that's okay. You'll find you're heard, but you do have to look for it. It's still the world. I hate to break it to you. You get sober, and the world's fucked up. You know what I mean? And we need each other. And if this show ever ended, I would never stop talking to Jimmy or Will ever. Brad, you're getting there. But my point is, if you
it'll cost you, buddy. It'll cost
make
you.
real friends. You make real
You got to send them merch.
I'll tell you, Tim's the nicest asshole I've ever met. Yeah.
That's right. It's
joking.
Jekyll and Hyde thing going on. No, I mean it's just so nice to know that what we're doing means something. You know what I mean? Like this didn't just happen. This had to have been built through 2 years of work. That's why the show is as sturdy as it is. And we're just grateful for that. And for all the sponsors out there, anybody in AA who has the strength to say I'm weak, I need help. You're doing it right. You know what I mean? There's no right way to do it, but there is a wrong way to do it. And you can do it wrong pretty easily. You can take it from me. I can tell you for sure. Spotify. So yeah, Spotify took down 16 episodes of our beautiful show. So I am in the process of downloading the episodes, changing the intro music.
Burn them fucking down.
It's such a pain in the ass, and rebranding the goddamn thing. So we're in the middle of that. So all the episodes are beautifully categorized on YouTube. You can go on and fucking look on there. They don't care. But for some reason, Spotify's sticky about me.
Because they promote drugs.
Right.
Dicks.
So all of our stuff is out there in 9 different ways to watch it and do it. We're just here. We look a little bit. Come on, somebody. We look a little bit different. But we're still us, and we're just trying to provide recovery that we got freely. We want to give it away freely. So I'm surprised with the amount of people that stuck with us for an hour and a half. Good job on you. Bradley kind of brings that out in us, but I really appreciate you guys. Brad, do you have anything to say to the people that are probably discharging in the next couple days?
Yes, and just keeping on. Honestly, everything is going to be fine if you keep doing what you're doing. Keep on the course. Reach out to people. Don't be scared to talk.
We are there.
You're gonna fight sometimes with the past, but only a fool trips on what's behind them. So with that
thing, and that's one of Brad's.
That's one of my things. But I believe in that though. Do you know what I mean? Like we can all sit here and stumble about the past and shit that we've done because everybody has that past. Mm-hmm. It's okay. The past is actually a very wonderful thing because if you look back on the past, it'll remember things on what you don't want to do. So use it as a resource and not as a deterrence.
Jesus Christ, that's great advice. And what I'll add to that is find a sponsor and talk about your past. You know what I mean? Like find someone to bounce it off of so you can get feedback and you can kind of categorize it. Like in my mind, I have a bunch of filing cabinets, right? And like there's paper everywhere and I gotta file this here, file that there. By talking about it and addressing it and being vulnerable and showing vulnerability, you're not going to get hurt in that. You are going to find that there's love there. And I've through this podcast, I've had people call me at 3 a.m., whatever. I hate getting up, but like I'm so grateful to be involved in their bullshit. I didn't do anything. I just listened, but like it was a privilege for me to hear that. And it was address your past, responsibly, because you can find yourself living there real quick if you're playing games with it. So address it with a therapist or whatever. But yeah, Brad hit it right on the head. Way to go, boys! Great show, hour and a half. We don't usually do that, so people know we try to keep it at an hour, but nobody left watching us, so we're just keep going. So the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Will, how much you win on that? Oh, he's gone. Bye, Will.
Bye, Will.
Ridiculous. Did you bet on the Super Bowl with? Okay, yeah, fuck it. I hate this guy. So anyway, okay. Thanks everybody. I caught you smoking, Jimmy. We will be back on Wednesday, and just follow along on our socials and shit to keep track. We got a lot going on. Will Douglas, hey buddy, welcome.
Hey, Will, good to see ya.